Wellness is on the rise, and if you haven't incorporated it into your business, then I believe you're missing out on basically $100,000 to $200,000 a year that you could get back in cash flow. So here we go. Number one, if you are a physical therapist, chiropractor, occupational therapist, anyone that really deals with patients, this is for you today. So I recently was talking to a business owner, and I thought this was really interesting on what she was saying and how everything, came about. And I've seen this a lot with chiropractors more than physical and occupational therapists. And I believe a lot of us need to step up our game when it comes to wellness. We are seeing wellness trends exceedingly rise. Everyone's into cold plunges, saunas, blood tests, all the different things. And it is being more and more convenient, and more people are doing it because they believe that they are biohacking. Now, to actually say that is helping their health, that is another story, but I believe people want to believe that they are helping their health by doing easier things than thinking about how to eat and nutrition and all that, because we know, at least for me, nutrition is super hard, and I'd much rather go in a cold plunge than eat something that like beets that I absolutely think tastes like dirt. But maybe you guys are different. Maybe you're like, nutrition is super easy and cold plunge is super hard for me. So I believe people are like, well, let me do wellness and whatever, but I'm going to do kind of the easier route than really kind of fixing my sleep, eating, and exercising, because exercising also takes a lot of work. So I believe these things are trends that are happening. I can believe that they're going to be continuously on the rise because people want to be, they want to feel good. They want to feel that they have energy. They want to feel that they can continue to do things that they want in their life. And I say this to you guys, so I think this is really, really important to understand where trends are going and how to stay on the forefront of them. So, as a physical therapist, if I had a brick and mortar practice, okay, and I do pelvic floor therapy, which I did, okay, how can I incorporate different add-on services that will allow the patient to get benefits quicker and be able to incorporate their wellness routine so that they don't have to go to coldplunge.com and, go for a cold plunge at another facility? Why can't they do it all in-house with me? Now, I would do where it's like you get 4 services for $100. You get 4 services for $100, or 4 services for maybe $150. And what I mean by that is you think about, what are the things that our patients would benefit from that could help improve their just overall wellness? Well, isn't the vibrating plate back in style now? I mean, that used to be when I came out of PT school, literally in 2009, that was like the thing. And all professional athletes used it. And I work with the Braves players. And I remember putting the Braves players on that vibrating plate. Well, before we did that, they would bend down, try to touch their toes. They could just go to their knees. And then I put them on the vibrating plate for 1 minute. And then afterwards, they could bend down and touch their toes. It was insane. But then after like 5 minutes of being off the plate, they would go back to just being able to only touch their knee. So I found that very interesting. And now the vibrating plates are back in. Okay. Why? Lymphatic flow. The same thing used to happen when it was someone jumping on a trampoline, like back in the 80s and 90s, right? We used to have trampolines. I still had a trampoline in my old house where I would jump on in between calls to get my blood flow. Many speakers jump on trampolines to get their blood flow going, right? And lymphatic drainage. Well, guess what the vibrating plate does? It's the same thing, except it's less effort. And that's what the society today wants. They want less effort. Personally, I would rather jump on a trampoline because it's more fun than that vibrating plate that like vibrates the crap out of my head and my brain. And I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to like pass out. I'd rather just jump on the trampoline for 2 minutes. So whether or not you have a vibrating plate or a trampoline, both of those could improve wellness, meaning it can improve circulation, it can improve energy. Just doing that for 2 minutes, it gets your energy up. I promise you. Go jump on a trampoline if you haven't for 2 minutes straight. You'll be like, oh my God, this is freaking amazing. Like, you have energy afterwards. So I believe that's one thing that people do that you could add easily to the practice. So that would be one service that's part of that $100 package or maybe $150 package. Another way you could do this is maybe you have red light. You could have the full-on panels. You could have it a red light over your belly. And each, like for us pelvic floor therapists, we could wipe the red light down, if they put it over their belly after you're done like working on them, while you're maybe doing internal, working on their legs or whatever else, the red light would be on their belly. That could be a thing. You could also incorporate like a red light cap where you could easily wipe it off. And then anyone that comes in, you can also help grow their hair. Get your hair grown while you're getting your pelvic floor taken care of. Guys, you think I'm kidding? I'm not, okay? Like, it's so important that this is what women want. They want to feel more confident. Whether or not you're treating them for leakage, what are you doing? You're building their confidence. Whether or not you're treating them for hair growth, and by the way, I'm not treating them. Red light therapy is not going to hurt them. It can only help with stimulating, the follicles to help them grow more. So why don't they just put on a cap while they're lying down on the table to grow their hair? Why can't we add that service? Okay. And yes, you would have to buy the cap, a one-time fee for, I don't know how much those caps are, but then you just wipe it off in between patients. That's it. Okay. What else? I'm trying to think. So that's red light. You could have a cold plunge if you wanted, right? And that's another service that every time they're there, they could go to the cold plunge. Every time they're there, they could go to the sauna. That's another service. So each one of those is part of, or maybe you package the cold plunge and sauna in one grouping, that would be like $25. And they could do that as an add-on to their visit with you. Why not? They're already there taking care of themselves. So why would you want to make them go to another place? Okay. And if you're virtual, by the way, please don't say, well, this is so different because I'm virtual. It's not different. You just have people in whatever states that you're working in that will actually help facilitate this for your patients. That's it. And you come up with that game plan, right? Conversely, maybe you have a float tank, or maybe you have a room that it literally has no noise. It's dark. Sorry. It's dark and they can sit there in quiet. People will pay for quiet. Busy moms will pay for quiet. 15 minutes, they get to just rent out that room to themselves to just sit there, breathe, and maybe they go through a guided meditation in that room. Or maybe online, they go through 15 minutes of a guided meditation that's specifically for them, and that's an upsell. Okay. What's another thing? What else am I missing out on? Vibrating plates. I don't know if there's like a massager or something at the time that you could add. Again, there's so many little trinkets now that people are like, wellness, wellness, wellness. Maybe you could add blood work. Like maybe you would partner with Rhythm. That's the in-home / in-office blood work. And you literally get their blood drawn while they're lying with you on the table and their blood getting drawn for 2 minutes without even a human. Like, isn't that crazy? And you add that as an add-on benefit. That twofer. By the way, they can do it in their home, but still, like, maybe it's something that you really want to say, you know what, we're going to add this in because we want to make sure we're looking at your blood work too, because I think something might be off. And you don't have to be an expert at blood work, but like, how do we, incorporate that? Okay. And so I'm saying this because I need you guys to understand that there are ways that people want wellness, and why are we as providers not the ones? We're the most qualified. I truly believe we're the most qualified to give them different options that they want, that I see of these trends happening. So maybe they don't need to go maybe with the vibrating plate and go buy one. They can come into the office and do it, right? They don't have to invest into a cold plunge and sauna. We got it. And that thing should pay for itself. Same thing. Shockwave is another one. Shockwave gets the results faster. Great. People want that. Okay. I'm not saying tomorrow everyone should go buy a Shockwave, but I'm saying that is an upsell. It's a wellness. It's more wellnessy. Okay. Peptides and all that is starting to, get big. So could you put an MD on and then have them start prescribing peptides to the clients, and sending them that way as, again, a full-on wellness approach with these clients. Why can't we do it? Why do we just have to stick with a musculoskeletal system and nerves? I really believe it is in our realm, and we should be looking at all of this and packaging it together as add-ons or upsells, however you want to say it, so that we can be the go-to to truly help improve their health, because that's what they want. And if that's what they want, you got to give them what they want. And if that's the trend, you got to be on trend, because it will continuously rise. And if there's trackers that you can find specifically that your patients find that are beneficial, I would highly recommend in your visit trying to figure out some way of how to incorporate that tracker, because I believe that that is where the future is going, is the wearable trackers. And patients want that. They want to see that they slept well. They want to see that, oh my God, good job for me, I worked out today. Like they want this, okay? And the wellness will do that. And they want to feel good. And they want to have confidence. They want to age well, okay? All that's really important. So just something for you guys to think about today of how to improve your business model and be able to give patients what they want and build their confidence. All right, guys, till next time.